Yeah, man, I don't know if this system will work for you. Like, I get it. I know you're an online fitness and wellness coach and you have a transformation offer priced at $1,000 to $5,000. Like, you sold it with organic content. You've done $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 months before, maybe even more than that. But you're just not consistent with your revenue. You know that you have what it takes to be at $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. And I definitely appreciate you tapping in, but I do want to be honest with you. I am not sure that this system will work for you, and not just my system, honestly, like any system that's out there. Okay, so let me break this down. You're doing all the things. You posting your organic content, you taking sales calls, you know you should be running ads and spending money on ads, but you also feel the heaviness of these sales calls. You feel the heaviness of being able to generate more leads. Like, the economy, the marketplace, everything is different. So you understand how important having a system inside of your sales, your lead gen, your content, like, you understand how important that is. So shout out to you. I want to acknowledge that. So you're definitely in the right place. But here's the thing, with my years of implementing this system on my own and also teaching others how to operate within the system, I get some people that crush it and I get some people that do absolutely nothing. What's the difference between the two? Here's the thing. A lot of coaches think that a system is the only thing they need, and that can be furthest from the truth. And this is why. Let me know if this sounds like you. I remember years ago when I was investing $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 into coaching when I was looking to scale my online fitness business serving women. And I'm getting in the program, I'll see some results, right? Like, I'll actually like get in and like start doing well. And then I'll start to like drop off. What the heck is going on? And then I'll come across another coach. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, this coach is $20,000, but I love what they're talking about and it sounds like they can help me. So I'll invest into that and then I'll do the work for sure. I'll make some money and do really well. And then I'm back to being inconsistent. I'm like, what the hell is really going on? So does that kind of sound familiar? You know, like, you've invested in coaching or you've done like some strategies and some systems and you've had some success, but it's not consistent. It's like it'll go up, it'll come down. And like, when it's up, it's up. But when it's down, and it'll be down for some time, right? Does that sound familiar? One, what I identified for myself was I had to make a commitment to a system. And a lot of times, like, I was just finding a lot of systems years ago that just wasn't aligned with my values. So one of the first things I did was I need to come up with a system that's actually aligned with my values, because it just wasn't one out there that existed. This was years ago, before online coaching is what it is in today's world. Like, one of the first programs I invested in to help me with my online fitness business, I remember working with a coach, and it was about, you know, running ads. I was already running ads like for my gym at the time, but I was trying to crack the code with running ads for my online fitness business. And long story short, I got on a call with them and I told them who my person was, which was women over the age of 35. Most of them were African-American women, you know, working just normal career jobs, and they needed to lose weight. This is what that coach told me on the Zoom call, yo. They said Black people don't invest into high ticket coaching. So I was in awe, because I'm like, well, one, I'm Black, y'all charge me high ticket, and here I am. Immediately, so they were like, hey, you know, you need to start targeting white people in your ads and don't use this interest, don't use this. I was highly offended, like, seriously. And at that moment, I decided that this system is not aligned with my values. And also another thing that they were telling me was, okay, like, you just run an ad, send it to a VSL, and then you get them on a call and you make them an offer. And at the time, what was happening when I was doing that, I would enroll some ladies for sure, but they would show up in the coaching container, still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They wouldn't put a decent amount of cash down to start the program. They just wasn't fully bought in, because they didn't really know me. They didn't really know my system like that. They didn't really know my method like that. So they didn't trust me like that. But I have years of sales, you know, experience. So I was able to close some clients, but I wasn't getting women that were showing up fully activated and ready to actually do the work and trust me as a coach and trust themselves and trust the method that I'm teaching. So I'm like, all right, like, I have to find something that's more so aligned with my values. And this is how I created this self-selling sales system. And I'll have another video where I'll break down like the step by step on why the self-selling sales system is what it is. Maybe you saw the video already, but I'll save that for another video. I'll put that video in the description. So maybe you're somebody right now where you're looking for a sales system that's more aligned with your values. Now listen, once you actually find a system that's aligned with your values, there's something else that needs to happen in order for you to continue to have success and to have that success inside of the business consistently. Because one thing you may be doing right now is jumping from this system to that system, this strategy to that strategy, that funnel to that funnel, funnel hacking. And what that is causing is for you to not have some type of commitment to a system. And that is causing you to have an unhealthy relationship with your business. Now imagine that you're in a committed relationship. Outside of that relationship, you're seeing other people, you're going on other dates, you're entertaining people sexually, emotionally, cheating financially. Like you're cheating in all of these different areas inside of the relationship. Do you truly believe that you'll have a healthy long-term relationship that way? Absolutely not. And here's the thing, inside a business, it works the same way. The business that you have is a relationship. And also if you included God into how you operate inside of your business, now God is also a part of that relationship. So when you're doing things like funnel hacking, trying this system, trying that strategy, trying this system, and you didn't make a commitment, now what you're doing is being disobedient to what God has called you to do. Because what we want to do is make a commitment to a system, to a strategy, and you improve the business around that system. So this is when, once I figured out something that was aligned with my values and something that I knew was going to give a really good sales experience for my person, I stayed committed to that. I didn't dibble and dabble into other systems and other strategies. Of course, as the market evolved, you got to move with the market. But it's the same system, and we make the improvements where the numbers tell us to, not what our desires tell us, not what our trauma tells us, not what our curiosity and its infatuation with shiny object syndrome tells us. Being obedient to the mission and the calling means being obedient to the strategy, obedient to the system, obedient to your clients, obedient to yourself. And I'll get to that in a second. So this is why you may have experienced some inconsistencies in your business, is because you jump from system to system and strategy to strategy. And this is what I want to tell you. The system is only as good as the steward operating the system. So walk with me for a second. So when we think about successful systems, I want to talk about like sports for a second. When we look at any type of successful sports dynasty, they always had a system in place. Mike with the Bulls, triangle offense, and then Phil took it over to the LA Lakers, triangle offense. Tom Brady, Belichick with New England Patriots. LA Sparks, UConn Huskies, the women's basketball team, right? Any type of successful dynasty in sports had a system. But here's the thing, they had to plug what into the system? People. So if you are a solo entrepreneur and it's just you and maybe you got a setter or a virtual assistant running a business, guess what? You are the people. You are the person that is operating the system. So in order to operate the system at a higher level, guess what you got to develop? You got to develop emotional intelligence. You got to develop resilience. You got to develop leadership. You got to develop how to make data-driven decisions. You have to develop you as a CEO and as a leader. So this is why just having a system is not just important. These successful dynasties had players that they put into the system, had coaches that they put into the system, had trainers that they put into the system, and that's how the system works. But if you take that same system and you plug in the wrong players, you plug in the wrong coaches, you plug in the wrong trainers, people that are not developed, people that are not focused on continuing to develop in the areas that they need to develop in, and don't have any type of emotional intelligence, any emotional resilience, any emotional management, this is how they fuck up the system. And a lot of times when I'm coaching online fitness and wellness coaches that haven't hit that $100,000 mark within a year, what happens is they get the system and it starts to work, and then they start to self-sabotage because they always think it's a systems problem or it's a strategy problem. But 9 times out of 10, it's always a you problem. And I get it, man. That's a tough pill to swallow. Even for myself, when I built out this system and I had to start recognizing that like, yo, bro, like you don't got a sales problem. You closing at 40%. Yo, bro, you don't got a lead quality problem. And even if you do, you need to be able to identify what the problem is. And then you make adjustments based on data, not just based on how you feel. Because if you only look at it's a client problem, that means that you're blaming everybody else. And that's a lack of leadership. That's a lack of ownership. Like what is required in order to take things to the next level in your business is actually taking responsibility for what happens in the business. For example, you may have the same system that another person is running and y'all getting the same quality leads. You get 100 leads, that person get 100 leads. Out of the 100 leads that person get, 30 of them are ideal and on avatar. Same thing with you. 30 are on avatar and ideal. But that person say, I'm gonna focus on these 30%. And really like when I know like I get one of these people to come in, all I need is 30%. And I'm gonna make sure that me and my team are setting these 30% on a calendar. If I can get 30 people actually on a calendar, if I can close half of them because I send them through the self-selling sales process, because I know that when they go through my self-selling sales process, I'm actually closing that 50% for a $2,000 offer. That's 15 new clients I can enroll. Even if I don't close at 50%, if I close at 40% or 30%, I'm still profitable because I'm only spending $2,000 to $2,500 a month for my $2,000 offer. Cool, that works for me, that's scalable. On the other side, you may have you with the same amount of leads and the same percentage of ideal people. And you would say, I'm not getting any qualified leads. The people that's DMing me, they're not qualified, they're not ideal, so I'm just not gonna focus on it. And you spend $2,500, but you're not intentional about being active in the DM, getting these leads booked on a calendar because you think you have a leads problem, but you really have a you problem. This is how somebody with the same system, same strategy can be much more successful with it compared to you, because it's all about perspective. And the reality is all you need is 20% of your leads to be ideal, get booked on a calendar, and you can be profitable with this system. Y'all see the big difference? So everything comes down to how you view things. What is the reality? What are the facts? And allowing us to remove the emotions from things and lead from a leadership standpoint, a CEO standpoint, and not just looking for the good and everything, but looking for the truth. The truth is 100 leads, 30 of them are ideal. We get 30 of them booked on a calendar. If we close at above 30% for a $2,000 offer and we're spending $200 to $2,500 a month, we can be profitable. Because the reason why having an operating system for yourself is important so that you don't self-sabotage a system that we already know that works. Self-sabotage is real. And a lot of times you may not even know that you're self-sabotaging. So this is why you have to look in the mirror. This is why you have to have some type of alignment with yourself so you can catch whenever you slip into this self-doubt, and you can catch whenever you feel this imposter syndrome creeping up. You can catch yourself when you're about to start self-sabotaging something. And then we can stay focused on the strategy, focus on the system, and continue to show up and being intentional from lead to close. If you get 100 leads, you want to be intentional about connecting with every last one of them. And if you remove yourself from being so infatuated with making $100,000 in a year, or doing whatever, how much money you ever want to make, and you can just rely on the system, but you have so much development in yourself as a CEO that you're intentional about the work that you're doing. And when that happens, then you start to attract people that genuinely want to work with you because they feel it in the private conversations that you have in the DM, and they feel it in the private conversations that you have with them via Zoom. Because if you think you're getting unqualified leads, they're gonna feel that energy in the DM. And if they get on a call with you, your intentions is, I wanna make sure this person is qualified. And then that energy being transferred to the person on Zoom stops you from actually getting a sale, stop you from actually sending them to the next step in the sales system because they feel that energy. They're like, I don't want to be led by somebody. Like I didn't like how I felt. My gut feeling didn't give me a good feeling about that coach. So I'm good on that. So this is why I say this system may not work for you, because first you have to have some sort of aligned CEO mindset system that is aligned with your faith and aligned with your vision the same way that your sales system is. Now listen, if you like this video, go ahead, like, subscribe. Go ahead and feel free to binge watch some of the other videos that I got on this channel. I'll see you in the next video.